Hey everyone, before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to my channel for more real-life stories you won't believe. I never imagined that a casual night out with friends would become the night my marriage started to crack. Lately, Rachel, my wife, had been distant, but I kept convincing myself it was just stress from work. I didn't think anything serious was going on. Not until that Friday night changed everything. We were at Finley's, a small dim bar we used to go to when we first started dating. It was meant to be just a relaxed gathering with her coworkers, the same group she always insisted were like family. I walked in expecting a normal evening, only to find myself in the middle of a performance I wasn't supposed to witness. Rachel was already laughing with a man I'd never seen before. Tall, loud, overly self-assured, the kind of guy who thinks every woman secretly notices him. At first, she didn't see me, too busy twirling her hair while her friends exchanged secretive smiles, clearly proud of their plan. When she finally noticed me, she gave a quick, thin, rehearsed smile. "Ethan, this is Tyler," she said, barely brushing my arm. Behind her, her friends whispered and nudged each other, their eyes glued to me. Something tightened in my chest, but I nodded, telling myself it was harmless. I trusted her. But as the minutes ticked by, it became painfully clear. This wasn't innocent. It was intentional. Tyler leaned in, whispering things that made her blush, while her friends checked on me, smirking when I stayed silent. Soon I overheard snippets from the bar. "See? Told you it would make him jealous," one said. "Men always try harder when they're threatened," another added. "Rachel needs to shake him up. He's too calm. Make him panic a little." My grip on my drink tightened as my understanding of our marriage started to crumble. I wasn't angry yet, just stunned. Stunned that the woman I had built a life with thought childish manipulation could fix anything. Returning to the table, I found Tyler sitting in my seat. Rachel didn't ask him to move. She looked at me with an expression I'd never seen before, expectation, as if she wanted me to erupt, to prove something. But instead, I felt an unexpected stillness inside me. Clarity I hadn't asked for but suddenly had. I finished my drink, set it down, and walked over. "Hey man," I said, extending my hand to Tyler. He blinked, surprised. "She's all yours, brother. Good luck." Rachel's smile faltered. Her friends froze. Tyler looked genuinely scared. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't argue. I simply handed them what they seemed to want, then turned and walked out. I expected her to follow me, but she didn't. Not immediately. The drive home was heavy with silence, heavier than anger. About 20 minutes later, she burst through the door, frantic. "Ethan, what was that? Why would you say that?" she demanded. I looked at her and saw someone who had let others steer our marriage. "Because," I said softly, "if you need to make me jealous to feel something, then maybe you're not really with me anymore." She broke down, tears streaming, explaining it had been her friend's idea, that they convinced her I wasn't appreciating her, that she just wanted to test me. I told her the truth. I didn't want a marriage built on childish games. I wanted honesty, partnership, not public humiliation. That night ended with her pleading for me to stay. I didn't make promises. I simply said we needed space to figure out if we were still on the same team. Sometimes a single moment doesn't break you. It reveals what's already broken. That night showed me everything. In the days after, the house felt strange, as if we were strangers under the same roof. Rachel's repeated apologies felt hollow because the real problem wasn't just the flirting. It was the willingness to hurt me for entertainment, reassurance, and validation she should have found within our marriage, not in orchestrated humiliation. I kept thinking of the look she gave me, expecting anger, as if rage proved love. Somewhere along the way, she had learned the wrong language for connection, and I wasn't sure I could unteach it. One afternoon, I sat on the back porch, lost in thoughts of our early years. The long walks, late-night talks, the comfort of knowing she was on my side. Those memories felt like they belonged to someone else. Rachel joined me quietly, sitting beside me without speaking. When she finally spoke, her voice was small. "I didn't realize how much I was risking," she admitted. "I thought it would be harmless. I thought you'd fight for me." "I shouldn't have to fight for respect," I replied. "Not from my own wife." She nodded, tears gathering, but for the first time didn't defend herself. She just listened. We agreed to try counseling, not as a miracle fix but to truly understand where we had failed, rather than pretending nothing had happened. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe we'll rebuild. Maybe the version of us we're trying to save exists only in memory. But I do know this. Relationships aren't strengthened by jealousy, competition, or fear. They grow through trust, vulnerability, and the quiet certainty that the person beside you would never choose to hurt you just to feel wanted. Until Rachel truly understands that, I won't return to the version of our marriage that crumbled under a single reckless night. Maybe Finley's was the end, or maybe it was the beginning of something tougher, more honest and real. All I know is this. Love shouldn't require games, threats, or tests. If it does, it's already slipping away.